This is not just weather warfare, it's also biological warfare. The amount of elements we're inhaling, to give some quantification to that, recent air studies indicate that we may be breathing millions of nanoparticles in every single breath we take. And to put the size of those particles into context, you can fit up to 100,000 nanoparticles across the width of a single human hair. So these are unimaginably small particles, which makes them very bioavailable, very bioaccumulative. Every person we test, Gareth, hair, blood, urine, is packed with aluminum, barium, strontium, manganese. These are all very toxic. You combine them, it's even worse. It's not a good situation.
Why do you think that it's being done? Why do you think governments and the military, because there seems to be a military involvement in it, why do you think they're doing this?
I think maybe the more appropriate question would be, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't we expect them to do this when climate engineering is a covert weapon for the controllers, a weapon with which they can bring populations to their knees without those populations ever even knowing they're under assault? And this is why, when we go back even 62 years, as I commonly reference, the start to our weekly commercial-free, non-political update at geoengineeringwatch.org. It's called Global Alert News. We're on stations across the U.S. And the beginning of that broadcast, it's on the homepage of geoengineeringwatch.org. The first 20 seconds from 62 years ago, U.S. President Lyndon Johnson, on film, on the record, ranting like a lunatic, stating we had the power to control the world's cloud layer even then, and quote, "He who controls the weather controls the world." So the ultimate answer to your question is, it is about power and control. And people commonly ask them, why would they do this to themselves? And we have enough examples of what they've already done to themselves to understand we're not dealing with sanity. We're dealing with power addicts, and they're not going to stop utilizing that power until there's nothing left unless we stop them.
Oh, absolutely. But it comes back to that whole, they wouldn't do that. No, you wouldn't do that. And it's people trying to actually, they view governments and you know, the elite in general through their own moral compass, don't they? Which is like looking at a serial killer through your own moral compass. You're never going to be able to kind of relate those two together because you're not a serial killer. There has been, particularly in the West, a large increase in illness over the last 2 years, some of which I'm sure will be down to, you know,